Fuck with me, I'll split your wig. On your grave, I'll do a jig. Now you know I do it big. Bitch, I did. Copyright, cause I'm too nice. Don't put me up on the mic. Now you know I roll the dice. Fucking with that Lakeview Ice. um, First Purge. Purge first. Peace, everyone. It's Black Hair Priestess. Happy Moon, Matrix. I heard it's a blood moon. Who knew? It's been an interesting moon cycle. Purge first. All I gotta say is it's important to understand that they basically put like an Italian chick, an Italian slash possibly mulatto chick, because Italians is more blacker than mulattoes out here, because mulattoes is like some half recessive, half something or other blackish. You feel me? So I'm willing to bet that they put like an Italian white girl in there or a mulatto chick in there, and they threw some braids. You know, they threw some African braids on her. They threw some, you know, some of what I got in my hair on her. They probably like studied me for a year to study my ways. You know, they do that. It's called targeted individuals. They put a white woman in a leading role and they braided her hair to make her seem as if she was African American. That's the only thing I really have to say about the movie. Other than that, it was like it was like an hour and 17 minutes of a white person's perspective on the hood, because I'm pretty sure Crackers directed it. And it was good, other than the fact that they put a white woman in a leading role to play blackface. And I want to be clear that this is why the black man is inferior. Now, huge disclaimer. I saw the aura of the brother who was in the leading role, which I don't know his name. I forgot his. I promise I watched the last credits, but you gotta understand, I had a really good bartender. His name was Aaron, which is the name of a prophet. Praise Jah. And he hooked me up. You'll see the review on Instagram. But Aaron hooked me up with, well, I'm pretty sure he probably did the Icon, but some chocolate martini. He made a great chocolate martini. So that's why I'm kind of like in my zone. And definitely uncensored right now. So I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to still be kind. I'm going to still be polite. I might not even curse, because I'm trying to be a good witch. They put a white woman in there to play blackface. And this is the number one reason why the black man is inferior. My disclaimer was that the brother, the dark-skinned brother who played the leading role, he must be into boxing or some type of martial arts, something, because he played it really well. And there was a decent amount of violence involved. Wasn't as good as, in terms of the violence aspect, it wasn't as good as the first two Purges. I did not see Purge election year, so I got a little catching up to do. But this one was a great one to depict black people in America, aside from the fact that they had a white woman playing the Black Beauty. as usual, which is why dark-skinned women like me will only find white husbands, because dark-skinned men are 1,000% programmed to only date white women, and that's why. So shout out to the white men, because you guys are the only eligible men for Black High Priestess. Having said that, aside from that, the brother, I saw his aura. Not him in his acting role, but I saw the brother's aura within the first, I'll say the first 15 minutes of the movie. Could have been even the first 12 minutes of the movie. There was a scene where, nah, it was like damn near the opening credits. So let's put it up like the first 7 minutes of the movie or something like that. There was a scene where a Spaniard woman is, bringing him. He's like on a treadmill. I'm not spoiling nothing, promise, because I would have put spoiler alert. I'm a film person. I wouldn't do that to y'all. But I'm letting you know, there's a white woman playing blackface. But in the opening scene, brother is on a treadmill working out, because they got to show, black masculinity. Show him with sweat and show him with dark skin and sweat and pumping, because that's what white women like, and that's the slave image. The black man sweating because he's in the field picking cotton. Show the black man sweating, get the white woman off. And then have a Spanish woman bringing him, because let's confuse the black man to think that she's somewhat like ethnic, but she's clearly a white woman. But she has a little bit of a tan. So let's have her bringing the brother something. And you could tell that in the scene, he ignores her, which was, I guarantee, not in the script. This was his personal acting to ignore this white actress. And in the next scene, they blur out behind him the only dark-skinned woman who is showed as a sex symbol in the movie, which is extremely important. Because dark-skinned women not being shown as sex symbols, except only in a degrading way, is, again, the number one reason why black men are inferior. The black man refuses to protect and provide for his woman. And he has convinced himself, because Hollywood has convinced him, that white women are black. So the brother chooses to play to do his acting scene, ignoring this white chick and focusing on this sweating that he's doing. And in the next scene, they have the sister, the dark-skinned woman with fake hair. Not natural hair, because then she would be really black. She got fake hair because she's a prostitute, she's a sex symbol, she's a whore. And that's what black women with straight hair are, or with, more important than straight hair is dark-skinned women with weave, with hair that is clearly not our texture. That represents the black whore, because she's wearing weave to represent a man's ideal, and the man's ideal is anything but the woman that God created for him, guaranteed. So, but the disclaimer is, he ignores this white symbol, and he is sweating still, and he chooses to act doing that, and they have her blurred out, and then they focus her, and it's the sister behind him. And I saw the aura of the brother even in that scene, that he chose to act in a way where, I'm going to ignore this chick who's trying to bring me something. I'm going to ignore what she has to offer, which means I'm not going to eat of the plate of Satan. And I'm going to show me sweating for the black woman. I'm going to make them put this subtle scene in there. And this is how you recognize programming and you deprogram yourself, because I'm letting you all know, as Black High Priestess, which is my whole purpose, this brother chose to do that. I saw the aura of him. He chose to do that. And in the movie, they needed enough money or whatever they needed, where they left the scene in there, and they kept it where they didn't force him to acknowledge this Spaniard woman, and he ignored her, and he didn't partake of what Satan, or she, this white woman, offered him, and he kept sweating, and they had to put the dark-skinned woman in focus. Again, that's all I'll say, because I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie, but it's important that I say that because Umar Johnson has already given a warrior's perspective of the movie, which I feel is critical and important. As Black High Priestess, I speak for the black women who are silenced among the Hebrew Israelites and among our nation, and who are not being heard. Umar Johnson has a platform. He can go anywhere and be heard. Dark-skinned women who are being rejected on a regular basis by our own men are not being heard. Because most dark-skinned women stay silent about it and act like it's okay, and then you end up having to date some nerdy guy with some glasses because the sexy black men refuse to date you because of your skin color. And this is exactly why. They have a white woman. I don't care what the fuck her name is. She is a white woman. And she is playing blackface. And the actor who played in that role, I saw his aura in the movie through all of the Bluetooth and all of the other technology that they have. I saw his aura, and he played that role because that's the role he played, but he did not approve of their choice in a leading female role. So, sisters, end of the day, Black High Priestess is still speaking for you. God has empowered me, or I should say Most High has empowered me even more to speak for the dark-skinned woman, and to let you know that this is not easy to say, but for sisters like me who don't have a husband, and you're dark-skinned, and you're intelligent, and you're a witch, a real one, you have power from God. God has already deemed the black man inferior and not worthy of the black oracle witches, the witches of Salem, the real ones. And the witches of Salem are only black. We are under the order of Melchizedek. So, sisters, if you are not already married to a wonderful black man, I'm letting you know that I'm not saying... Disclaimer, never say never. But I'm letting you know that God has let me know recently, within the past 36 hours. And I have been warning sisters of this for the past 7 years. But, you know, I'm just letting you know because that's what I'm here for. The black man is not for us. The black man is null and void, especially in America. There may be black men abroad. I'm not saying Africa only. Europe is probably more eligible than Africa at this point. I'm speaking as Black High Priestess right now. For dark-skinned women who understand that the black man is inferior, who are educated, who are out here, and you talk to these niggas out here and just, 3 minutes of conversation with them, you already know that they're just completely uneligible. And they can, but in other sisters who got kids or aren't educated and don't know no better, they'll deal with them. But for those of us sisters who have accomplished a lot more, and we deserve and require a real warrior who can protect and provide the way the men do in movies, because we ourselves look like the women in the movies. I can guarantee you there's the likelihood of you finding a black man is slim to none. The way the world is going, most black men are fags. They're castrated, they're inferior, they have nothing to offer a dark-skinned woman who is empowered and who is real and who doesn't wear weave. I wish this was my opinion. I wish this was my own personal experience. But I'm not just Chastityunique Smith. I'm Black High Priestess. And the scriptures that I pulled earlier have made it loud and clear. So, you know, sisters, just understand the way the world is going right now. The Purge, it was a movie, but it's more important to talk about the reality of what is going on. And the first Purge is a prequel to the other Purges, and it shows that, you know, no matter that we're living in a world that is ruled by Satan, not by Christ or the bride thereof. So it can get a lot worse. And I have to be responsible and remind people that the bride of Christ is most likely to be beheaded before the end. In our allegiance to the Most High and to being covered with the blood of Christ and recognizing Christ as our Lord and Savior, we are most likely to be beheaded. And if anyone does a fraction of any research, you will see that they have some high fucking tech guillotines. I'm talking about some artificial fucking AI Sophia ass fucking guillotines that can recognize your face, bitch, or recognize. I'm talking about them motherfucking guillotines. If you one of them plug motherfuckers, they ain't gonna drop on your ass. But if you a bride of Christ, that shit coming down like a fucking anvil. Heard? So I'm Black High Priestess letting y'all know Purge was legit. It was alright. I wouldn't recommend seeing it if you're a nigger, because you're just gonna get programmed by the fact that they put a white woman in there with braids. That is not a black woman. That is a white woman in there with sister locks, posing as a black woman. And the black male actor who played that role, he wanted to play that role because he wanted to play a superior black man defending his country. But I can see through his aura through the whole movie, he did not approve of the choice in the female leading role. And that's more than I can say for these other niggas who are put in these roles next to white women, whether they are playing blackface or not. Black man, your crown belongs to the cracker. He has it. Black man. He has your crown. He has your schlong. He has your penis. He made a gun out of it. He has everything. Because he is worshiping the Father in heaven more than you are, black man. And black man, as long as you refuse to worship your God, you know who's suffering? Not you, black women. As long as you refuse to worship your God, the black woman is suffering, because we're nothing. We're nothing but a hole for you to stick your dick in. That's the only reason God made us. And that's the only reason I'm here, for the black woman. Because out of some fluke of nature, God decided to bless me and other witches with the ability to liberate the black woman from the curse of the nigger, the black man who refuses to worship the God who created him in his image. Black woman, stop suffering on behalf of this black man. Look to the white man for salvation. This is not bashing the black man. I'm letting you know the reality of what it's like to be a black woman. Our men are inferior, and we suffer his inferiority while he goes around and dicks down white women. read the Bible. You think that I'm just saying this? Read the fucking Bible yourself. Read it yourself. And why am I saying that? Because the lead character's name is Isaiah, the name of a black prophet from the Bible. Black man, you no longer exist. And the few of you that do are already married. So even though as sexy as you think that I am, God has shown me that. And I don't want it to be so, but God keeps showing me the punishment. The black man is not worthy of the black woman anymore. Not since 1985. Well, sisters, I hope that you have, like in the movie, some brothers, some cousins, maybe some fathers, some gang members, or some niggas in the hood who will defend you. Because if you have no one and nothing like me, then you have to have the Most High. And if you're not a witch ordained, if you're not a witch anointed, if you're not anointed like me and you don't have the Most High, I don't know what you're going to have in this time of the purge. I'm not about to tell people to strap up. Because in the Bible it says those who take up the sword die by it. So if you're not anointed to be a warrior, like, so to speak, the brother in the movie was depicted as someone who was anointed with the art and skill of war. But if you're not anointed with that skill, stick to what your skill is. If it's praying, if it's, whatever it is, whatever you're anointed to do. But sisters, you have to understand what the Bible says. The Bible states that the white people were pulled from the extremities of the earth, which is the firmament, which is Antarctica, in order to oppress the wicked Hebrew Israelites who refused to worship their own God and were bowing down and making sacrificial smoke to other gods, taking foreign wives, which is the representation of the black man, refusing to marry and mate with the black woman and only choosing recessive women, foreign women. That's the number one reason that the white man was ordained to oppress the black man and be with the black woman, because the black man rejects the black woman because he's inferior. It takes a superior man to see a dark-skinned woman as beautiful. Mark my words. See, a lot of black women aren't going to tell black men the reality. But we know because we experience every day how you all treat us. You know what, Matrix Master? Don't try and figure me out. Just try and figure out what your purpose is in listening to me. You're not going to figure me out. Just understand my purpose. The only reason you should be listening to me is to understand the Most High better and to tune into the Most High, not to figure me out, because I don't only speak for myself. If I haven't figured me out yet. Every day I look in the mirror and I freak the fuck out because I can't believe how beautiful I am and why I look like statues in ancient Kemet. Why I look like the one that they call Isis. That freaks me out. So you don't try and figure it out, because if I haven't figured out why I look like the goddesses that people worship, why I am the most beautiful woman in the world, then you ain't gonna figure it out before me. Believe that. So don't try and figure me out. I ain't figured me out yet. But I can guarantee you this. The Most High has. And if you were smart and intellectual like I encourage niggas to be, you would start picking up the Bible and reading and opening it anywhere and reading. Because the Most High's wrath is not to be played with. It's to be feared. Stop trying to figure me out. Humble your fucking self before the Most High and figure yourself out. Figure your life out. I'm not in Hollywood for a reason. And I can guarantee you, without makeup, without anything on, I look better. All of those people in Hollywood have had body work done. I can wear nothing but sackcloth and ash. I can wear nothing, and I can look 1,000 times more beautiful than any person in Hollywood who has been pampered for a year at the finest spa on this fucking hellhole. Don't you ever try and figure me out unless you want to have a headache for a decade. Stop that ego. Don't try and figure me out. That's ego. No, you heed your prophets and your messengers. Because I stopped trying to figure me out years ago. Every time I look in the mirror, that it freaks me out. And I tell you guys, every time I look in the mirror, it freaks me out. That's not even factoring in the things that happen around me, the things that occur around me. You know, you figure out how to open that Bible and understand what it's trying to say. Figure that out. And that's to everyone else who is coming with a very condescending, sexist energy and thinks that I'm just a little Barbie doll fun toy. Matrix Master, you get your foot fetish in order and you come correct before you get corrected by the Most High and not just mere words. I'm done playing around with you fucking perverts who think that I'm just a fucking Barbie.